Hello students, welcome to English lecture. Today we will discuss the last part of the lesson on to summit. In the previous part we have seen that Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary successfully reached to the top of the world and they were very happy, they were very excited. Physically they were fit and fine and Tenzing Norgay he expressed his gratitude towards God and they hoisted the four flags of four nations and they were very happy to see their fulfillment, their success in reaching the goal. Now they were climbing down. So what happened when they were climbing down that we have to discuss. Below, all the hills and mountains looked like gods and goddesses to me. So that was the feeling of Tenzing Norgay. When he looked around, then he found that other hills and mountains they were looking like gods and goddesses. Because Tenzing Norgay had faith in God, and that's why he believed so that all other mountains they were looking like gods and goddesses. The plains below looked like so many broken pieces of the map. So it was aerial view and that's why he was looking from the highest peak and that's why he thought that whatever the land he saw it was cut into pieces and it was like the pieces in the map of the world. Two or three people could stand there on the roof of the world if you cut ice. So that is the situation on the summit, that there is no place, flat place on the summit. Only two or three people they could stand there. 20 or 30 feet below the top, there was enough flat square for two people to sleep. So if you come down 30 feet, then there is enough flat square, enough flat land for two people to sleep. You could pitch one tent there, even if you can have one tent there. The summit is flat on one side and steep on the other. So that is the situation of Mount Everest. That summit is flat on one side, एका बाजूने तो फ्लॅट आहे and steep on the other and दुसऱ्या बाजूने तो उतरत निमुळता होत गेलेला आहे. There is snow on the northern side. So on the northern side there is snow. Rocks on the south side ला rocks आहेत and east and snowy rock on the west. So rocks on the south and east, पूर्वेला आणि दक्षिणेला rocks आहेत आणि snowy rocks on the west. We stayed on the top a little more than 15 minutes. So only 15 minutes they were there on the top. We were lucky that there was no gale, that is strong wind. So there was no gale or it would have swept us off. So there was no strong wind there and that's why they were lucky that they could stand there for 15 minutes. Otherwise, the wind would have swept them off. My next thought was how to get down safely. So now they were successful reaching to the top, but now he was thinking that how safely they could climb down because climbing down is difficult. On the descent from the summit, means they were now coming down. So I was walking behind Hillary. I was following him and holding the rope tightly, and my determination was to make sure he descended safely. So Hillary was ahead, and Tenzing Norgay was following him, and he was holding the rope very tightly so that Hillary could come down or climb down very safely. To descend means to come down. I must say that The climb down was more difficult and dangerous than the climb up. If you sleep down, means suppose that happens, that if you sleep down, you would go into Kanchenjunga glacier and there would be no trace left of you. So that is a very terrific situation, that if you sleep there, then you will go down and there will be no trace of your existence. म्हणजे तुमच्या अस्तित्वाचा छोटासा अंश देखील, तुकडा देखील सापडणार नाही. अशा प्रकारे तुम्ही त्या दरीमध्ये, कांचनगंगाच्या दरीमध्ये तुम्ही कदाचित कोसळला असता. सो दॅट वॉज द व्हेरी हॉरिबल सिच्युएशन. So, of course, it took less time climbing down, but you needed more hoshiyar, more cautious you should be, more careful you should be. So, he uses here his native language, that is hoshiyar. When I reached Camp 9, my first thought was, thank God, we have been spared an accident. So, there was no accident. And if up to now there have been no accidents, I hope there will be none in future. So he was thinking that God has blessed them, that there was no accident in this expedition or in this mission, and that's why he thanked God. You know that he was a very faithful person. He had a tremendous faith in God, and that's why he thanked God. I had always prayed to God and He had saved me. So, this is his firm belief. This is his firm faith in God, that whenever he has prayed God, then God has saved him in any circumstances, in any situation. At Camp 9, Hilary and I were in no mood for any talking because they were so tired, and they were thinking of their accomplishment, their success, and that's why they were not in mood to talk. We just attended to our own things, so they just took care of their own things. We stayed there about half an hour. We boiled some snow to make lemon water and drank it. They were thirsty, so they boiled some snow and then they got water and they drank it. When we left, we took only our sleeping bags and left everything else behind in the tent. So they did not carry other things with them because they were so tired, and only they took sleeping bags. From Camp 9 to Camp 8, where we spent the night, was an easier job. Just above Camp 8, where the others could see us. So at the Camp 8, they could see other persons. I raised my arm with my thumb up. So that was his indication, that was his symbol. He was showing that, yes, we have done it. Yes, we are successful in our mission. Noise, Loe saw us and their faces flushed with joy. So they were so happy. Noise and Loe, these two persons were there waiting for them, that whether they are successful or not. And when he raised his thumb, then they got the signal that yes, these two are very successful in their mission. In this way, I was able to tell them of our success. As we got nearer to Camp 8, Loe came to meet us and came up about 300 feet with tea and coffee. So now they could get some tea and coffee. And Loe has brought this tea and coffee, and he was climbing up 300 feet. Another 50 feet down, we met Noise, who brought us more tea. This tea smelled kerosene, rockell. So there was smell of rockell. Apparently, it had been made in a hurry. So of course, it was made in hurry because he was eager to give them the tea. And somehow some kerosene got into the welcome cup. But I thought, since the gentleman had taken so much trouble to bring it, I was going to enjoy it, whatever the smell. So, in this way, the writer seems to be very happy and very satisfied that, of course, now they were successful in their mission, and that's why he realized that this low noise and this Loe, they have taken trouble to bring them tea, and so they must respect that. Of course, though there was a smell of kerosene to that tea. So he enjoyed it, and again he thanked God that giving him this opportunity to be the first person on the summit, on the top of the world for the first time. And that was really a historical moment. So, students, we have learned so many messages, so many lessons from this lesson. We are inspired to see the dedication and determination of Tenzing Norgay and Hillary, that though they had failed in their mission for 6 times, but for the seventh time they tried and they were successful. So this shows their patience, this shows their love for their work, their dedication, and we must learn a lesson from it. Then secondly, we see that they respect teamwork, because we need the help of others when we try to accomplish something, when we try to be successful in some work, then we need the cooperation from other people also. So it is a teamwork. Credit goes to teamwork. And that's why we should not take credit to ourselves only. We should be thankful to others also, and we must respect others. Then third, we can see that tremendous faith in God, that was the key to success of Tenzing Norgay, because he had full faith in God that God will help him in any circumstances, and that's why he could come out of these difficulties. So this firm faith is also necessary whenever you try to accomplish something, especially the this type of difficult mission in the life. So with this, I take your leave. I hope you might have understood all the things in this part, and even you will read the entire lesson so that you will get the continuity of the thought in the lesson, and you will try to understand each and everything in the lesson. I hope you will do that. Thank you. Thank you very much.